subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
All right, let's get Kamal in the building.
Hello, can you hear
What's
me?
up, Kamal? I can hear you, sir.
Not much. Sitting here at work late night. How you doing,
I'm
sir?
good. I'm good. What's on your mind tonight?
So, I just wanted to ask you, because of these wildfires, there's a lot of conspiracies going on. Allegedly, they were started not by a couple of cans of gasoline and matches. They were allegedly started by high energy weapons. What do you think about that? And I'm not my
Thank you.
plane.
Well, there's been a lot. There's been different conspiracies, and I talked about that weeks ago. But, there were some people who actually set fires. Some was by natural occurrences. So, it's still up in the air. It's still up in the air. Let's get Original Blood in here. Original Blood in the building. Original Blood, what's up, brother? Hop on in. Original Blood ain't saying nothing. Y'all raise your hands if you're ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Tariq. I didn't know I had hit the
There
button.
it is. What's going on with you, brother?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. Just listening to people, and I have to tell you, man, that your name came up on the local radio station out here today,
What city?
uh, Atlanta.
Okay. What are they saying?
Oh, they said they were saying that you were divisive and all this other stuff. Then this individual called in and told them how these black immigrants started this whole process, and they're salty because they can't compete with us. And he shut them down. And that individual was me.
Yeah, good.
It was me. I told them how a relative of mine he was working in solar technologies. He was the head supervisor, and he had some black immigrants working under him, and so he saw how they was treating the black Americans, and he put a stop to it. And so they decided to go after him and try to get him fired. And an investigation ensued. And after the investigation, what they said was, well, what we found, they said he has worked with us for X number of years. We've never had an issue with him supervising anyone or working with anyone. And they said, but what we did find is that you was treating black Americans as if they wasn't even human. And they told him, said, well, and see, he would allocate the research to be conducted, right? They would try to go in and change the numbers and do it how they felt it should be done. He's the supervisor, head supervisor. And so they told him, they said, well, but what we did find is that you have a problem with black Americans. And they said, if you can't work with him and take instructions from him, find you somewhere else to work. See, these black immigrants, they are losing, and they're losing very badly. And this one, I'll have to. I got that. I did save the link to that show. I haven't had a chance to go back in, but it was just.
What's
I think it was just
radio station? What?
part 1380 WALK.
Okay. Who is the host?
It was what's her name? Wanderlin. I think it's Wanderlin.
Okay.
Yes.
Are they?
And
What are they?
I'm not. I think she's FBA. I'm not sure.
Okay, because
I
Atlanta got a lot of Democrat shields working in radio down there. So.
Oh, you already know. So you already know. So you already on point.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, but what happened is that, see, a lot of these Pan-Africans, what they're doing is they only want to hear the side. They're taking the side of these black immigrants against us.
Right.
And what they're doing is that, so anytime, and like I told them, I said, I have listened to Tariq Nasheed's platform before. Now, when I've listened, he can be talking about stuff specifically for black Americans, but they will call in with their hate, their vehement anti-black American hate, try to disrupt the whole platform. And see, but when I did that, and my cousin told me also, Tariq, he said this one guy, check this out. He was Jamaican. Say this guy comes into work one day. He was at work for an hour. So somebody noticed him over in the break room just sitting there doing nothing. But they're supposed to have this great work ethic, right?
Mhm.
And so what happened is, so he was informed. He said, "Well, you need to come back to work." He said, "Well, I want to go on break." He said, "Well, no, you haven't been here long enough to take a break." And then when he said, "Well, you know what? If you don't want to go back to work, you can go home." Then he goes, "Oh, he ain't right. He ain't right. He ain't right." And see, these are the things that they try to do to undermine us, to get us fired,
Yeah.
so that the people will come after us and not them. But I just want to share that with you, man, because
Good looking out on that, but let me land your plane on that because we got to touch on that with these people who's promoting Pan-Africanism. And we've been having this discussion. These Pan-Africanists always trying to blame me for their Pan-Africanism not working, which is a cop out. They always blaming me. Every time people are talking about their Pan-Africanist stuff, the conversation pops on to me. Well, Tariq, all that FBA stuff, Tariq is so divisive. Tariq Nasheed is not stopping none of you from going over to Africa and building your version of Wakanda. I am not stopping none of you. Family, the Pan-African thing, man, it's on its deathbed. And we got to be very real because that's my thing. I'm all about honesty. I think like a military general, man. That's what my mindset is on. I ain't trying to be sentimental on nothing. I ain't trying to be emotional. I think strategically. Everything I do is all about strategy. Does the shit work or does it not work? If it's working, okay, let's push forward and do more of it. If some shit ain't working, leave it alone and let it go. Let's go to another direction. Because the dominant society, they like us doing shit that don't work so that we get like a little symbolic thrill. That's why they love bringing up marches in Selma and all of that. Yeah, they don't tell you the balance of the marches. See, they do these symbolic marches every year. The Democrats do that. They go take a photo op on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Hey, vote because this is a tradition. We're fighting for justice and civil rights. And a bunch of black folks got beat up here 70 years ago. Now, they don't tell you the flip side of what happened during the civil rights movement. Yeah, you had one group, the A side, who was in front of the cameras in the media showing dignity in oppression. But then you had the B side, the grassroots in the streets that had the Molotov cocktails and they were on the roof sniping. You understand? So they really minimized the B side, which was the real heartbeat of the movement. But family, just this whole Pan-African thing, we got to be very honest. I saw some documents earlier. One of our Twitter followers, he posted a document from 1961, I think, like some CIA document. And it showed how the CIA, they've been funding the Pan-Africanist groups and the Pan-African movement heavily because even in their CIA documents, they looked at Pan-Africanism as not really a threat. They didn't think Pan Africanism was a threat. Why do y'all think they always promote it? The dominant society promotes that all the time. You dig? And a lot of Pan Africanists were CIA operatives and FBI operatives. And they are today. Truth be told, we've been saying that for years. A lot of these Pan African cats who are really hardcore talking about Pan Africanism, many of them are ops, many of them are informants. And there's a reason why people who promote Pan-Africanism, they're not looked at as a threat, but those of us who promote our foundational Black American lineage, that's looked at as a major threat. Notice, look how people are shaking and trembling now that we've acknowledged heavily our lineage on this land. Look how everybody is freaking out. Look at all the sock puppet accounts that the feds have to pay for, where people are online denigrating our lineage all day, trying to tell us what we're not, just every single day, all day. And family, there's a reason why they promote Pan-Africanism, the dominant society, over our lineage here. Because you know what, Pan-Africanism, that lacks a tangible political base in the United States. That's number one. See, the Pan-African movement, that encourages Black people to focus on Africa rather than organizing politically for resources here. And look, most African nations do not have the power or infrastructure to assist foundational Black Americans in achieving any tangible political goals. They don't even have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of over there. So Pan-Africanism, it's looked at as an ideological movement rather than an actual power shift. It's basically sentimental, symbolic nothing burgers. Let's just be real. There's never nothing tangible with it. It's always one day. Hey man, what's up with this Pan-Africanism? What y'all got going on? Well, one day, nigga, we're gonna have Akon CD, we're gonna have Shea Butterland, and we're gonna have Bushmeatville, and just all this bullshit, and it's just never there. It's a bunch of mythical and improbable goals. Let's be real. A lot of Pan-African ideologies, they revolve around concepts like repatriating to Africa and forming a global Black nation state, which is, let's be real, it's unrealistic due to geopolitical, economic, and cultural barriers, family. And many of the intelligence agencies like the CIA and FBI, they recognize that these ideas don't represent a real world challenge to American power. They know those nations over there are so damn divided and tribal. They don't have anything going on over there outside of their damn villages. They know that. You understand? So that's why they promote it. They're like, oh yeah, talk that African shit. Oh yeah, talk it all day. They know the minute we go over there, we're going to get scammed, which is what happens. The minute we go over there and try to set up something, we start getting scammed left and damn right. And the CIA and the FBI, they've infiltrated so many Pan-African movements since the 60s. You know, they've been placing operatives in these movements. There's so many documents showing that a lot of these Pan-African groups going all the way back to the 60s were controlled oppositions, man. They were controlled opposition left and right. And when they infiltrate these movements, that will ensure that the movement it's performative rather than really revolutionary. There's a reason, family. They've been talking this Pan-Africanism shit since the 1920s, and is nothing popping over there in Africa that we are building together. You dig? If it was going to happen, it would have happened. You dig? It's a cool ideology, but it's just not practical. You dig? And a lot of these intelligent agencies and political entities, see, they often encourage Pan-Africanism in the form of cultural festivals and non-threatening academic discussions and economic power partnerships with nations that serve U.S. interests. So basically, they'll sit here and have us prop up Africa, and then they'll send U.S. aid to some of these puppet leaders over there, and the people over there don't get the money. You know what I'm saying? This is what that U.S. aid stuff is exposing. You see, we sit up here and justify them sending money to these corrupt leaders. We don't get none of the money. The people over there on the ground don't get none of the money. But we sit up here promoting this Pan-African ideology while it's being funded with corrupt intentions. And also, another reason why the dominant society promotes this Pan-African thing, because there's a lack of lineage-based claims for reparations. You see, notice, family, when we start talking about reparations, notice these Pan-African organizations that's supposed to be about reparations, but they're controlled oppositions. They're controlled opposition. The minute we start talking about reparations, you get the N-Cobras and all of these groups that's been around forever talking about, man, we don't need no money. And also, all black people need to get some reparations, and part of the reparations is repatriating back to the motherland. Remember they be saying all that weirdo shit? And we're like, what the hell? They know that's a crash out. They know that's a crash out. Huh? See, that Pan-Africanism, see, that promotes that whole we are all African ideology, which dilutes the specificity of our claims of reparations here and political redress in the United States. See, the foundational Black American delineation movement, on the other hand, that directly hollers at the US government with specific, tangible demands for justice and compensation, not this Wakanda shit. Maybe one day we're going to have Shea Butter Land. Maybe one day we're going to connect with people in Ghana and man, that's just an idea. We're talking about some real tangibles. We're giving dollar amounts, what we need from this government here, because this is our land. And when they keep on promoting Pan-Africanism in the media and the education system with these alphabet organizations, see, that's a distraction from domestic Black economic and political power. See, the US government, they see Pan-Africanism as a way to keep Black Americans looking outward rather than organizing politically inward for resources domestically. Eh? That's why everybody's freaking out that we've acknowledged our lineage here. People are freaking the hell out now that we said, hey, you know what? Damn all that old go back to the motherland shit and we're generic Africans. This is our land right here. We're claiming our lineage and our importance to this lineage, and we ain't going nowhere, and we're going to need compensation, you see? And we're uncovering all of the hidden history about our lineage here. That's a threat. That's why everybody's freaking out. Yeah. And remember, J. Edgar Hoover, I always mention COINTELPRO. Family, COINTELPRO, those documents, man, he explicitly identified Black unity as the greatest threat to national security. And us, with our delineation movement and us looking at lineage, that fosters a real lineage-based unity that strengthens political and economic demands. Whereas Pan-Africanism, that relies on like vague cultural ties that don't translate into concrete power. You dig? That's why, family, notice most Black Americans, we've never gravitated towards Kwanzaa. We have never gravitated towards Kwanzaa. Let's be very real. None of you have. Me neither. It sounded cool, hey, African holiday, yay. But deep, we ain't never connected with no damn Kwanzaa. Never. None of us. No, we didn't. It was always foreign to us. You understand? Kwanzaa has always been foreign to us. They've Africanized it. That was that Karanga. He created it, and y'all know his background. I don't even have to say it. You understand? Y'all know his background. Y'all know Karanga's background. I don't even have to say it. That proves my point here, ladies and gentlemen. They get these ops to sit up here and Pan-Africanize us and tell us that we're really generic Africans and we need to look to the motherland. And these people are with the alphabet boys. You see? And they try to crowbar this stuff onto us. Every time we start talking about getting something that's lineage based and talking about us having appreciation for the land and the nation state that our family built. We're not guests in this country. We're not immigrants. What do these ops do? They run in here with red, black, and green flags telling us that we're really Igbo. You niggas are not FBA. You are Hausa. You are Zulu niggas. They're telling us that we're some vague African tribe. No, the hell we're not. We're not some vague, generic ass African tribe. We are foundational Black Americans with a long standing, deeply rooted culture right here on the land that our families built. And we ain't giving that up for nothing. And another reason why they promote Pan Africanism so heavily, Pan Africanism lacks a military or security element. You understand? It's not a threat. It doesn't have, it's never about securing anything or having a militaristic response to systematic oppression. See, historically, successful nationalist movements, they required some form of military or self-defense structure. Like in the 1960s, let's be very clear. The reason why we got things popping, you had the Black Panthers. I don't We had the brothers and sisters marching and singing church songs on camera, but behind the scenes, the Black Panthers, you had the Deacons for Defense, you had the grassroots brothers out here doing guerrilla warfare tactics in urban areas. So that was a militaristic arm. You had the Black Liberation Army. Those were the cats who got Assata Shakur out of jail. You understand? You had grassroots military arms of the movement right here. That was going on here. You see, you hear me talk about what was going on in the 60s. There were riots and uprisings all through the 60s. That was the military arm of the civil rights movement. That long hot summer of 1967 where there were just race riots all over the country, Black people rising up against the oppressive system using guerrilla warfare tactics. That was the military arm of the movement. It's downplayed in the media now because the narrative is that they want you to believe that white America felt sorry for John Lewis and them getting their ass whooped in Selma. That's the narrative. That ain't it. That's not what really happened. That's one part of the story. The real part of the story, there were brothers out there on the grassroots putting foot to ass, forcing the US government to sign these bills that gave us the proper rights we're supposed to get. Pan-Africanism don't have shit like that. You understand? The Pan-African movement, it lacks that component. And it just focuses on abstract discussions rather than organizing for self-defense or real political leverage. It's just talk. Just be real. It's a bunch of goddamn talk. It's about niggas, you putting on some dashikis, you smashing a Kenyan broad, and you eating some jollof, and that's it. There's nothing. You're not building nothing. You're not protecting anything militarily. Yeah. And we're just keeping it real today. We just got to keep it a buck. And see, the thing is, Pan-Africanism, again, you're looking outside of here, looking globally, but when we're talking about our foundational Black American lineage, that's very specific to the United States of America. And that's a direct challenge. See, the foundational Black American delineation movement, it centers on our unique historical, economic, legal claim that foundational Black Americans have against the US government. So that's a direct challenge. Whereas Pan-Africanism, that's just, it disperses and the focus is across multiple nations, and it just reduces any likelihood of any single entity being held accountable. You understand what I'm saying? Look, when you talk about Pan-Africanism, it's basically like Wakanda. You're not going to build anything unless you address white supremacy because you're in this mess because of white supremacy. White supremacy never went anywhere. Pan-Africanism gives the false notion that if we just go somewhere in Africa, we will be away from white supremacy so we don't have to deal with it. That's horseshit. You understand? That's why it don't work. Nothing works. Because wherever you go, you're still going to deal with white supremacy. So we might as well deal with that shit here. I don't want to go to Africa and deal with white supremacy in blackface. I don't want to deal with some musty tether who's been propped up by the white supremacists to smash down on other black people, where the white supremacist is hiding somewhere safe and sound and they're paying off some ashy Negro to do the dirty work for them. No, I'd rather deal with the white supremacist directly than a Negro puppet. Yeah. And another thing with Pan-Africanism, see, that opens the door for immigration over here too. See, when we're sitting up here like, yeah, we all African, everybody's African, then all of a sudden a bunch of Mexicans, I'm African too. I got a black abuela, let me in. Yes, all lives matter. I got a black abuela, she's African. Then you open the damn door for everybody. Whereas us, when we're looking at our lineage, that challenges immigration. See, the US government, they use immigration to dilute foundational Black Americans' political power. And we, foundational Black Americans, we're calling that out directly. Pan-Africanism, it embraces all of that inclusive, everybody got to get together. And that's part of the government agenda. That's why the US government loves promoting Pan-Africanism. You go to these schools, they got African studies all damn day. They'll let you talk about going to Africa. Oh, dude, here's all the money in the world. Let's bring over some African teachers. Why you think all these damn universities got these tethered teachers who sit up online and call us akatas and shit all day? These HBCUs are now flooded with tether teachers and tether administrators. Look at Howard University. It's tethered down. No disrespect to Howard. And Howard University fired our good sister, Queen Mother, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, because she was going in on white supremacy so heavily. I never forgave them for that. Yeah, we should never let them forget that. I'm gonna talk about that in the new Hidden Colors movie. I'm gonna put their ass on the hot seat about that. Oh yes. I can't wait to do the next Hidden Color 6. We're gonna put some asses on them hot seats. We're gonna expose all of that. We're gonna let y'all know what they did to our sister. Oh yeah, we going there. We going there. Okay. Nush, hop in, Nush. Nush, hop in. Nush, hop in. Unmute your microphone, Nush. Nush, unmute your microphone. Because you're always doing these weird gestures. Nush, unmute your microphone, please. You get up here every night throwing up different emojis and you don't get on, so I don't have to block you. What's up? Is that my sister Claudia? What's up, Claudia? My lovely sister Claudia Jordan. Everybody say what's up to Claudia. Where you been hiding, beloved? But yeah, like I said, um, the dominant society, they like to promote Pan-Africanism because they know it's not a threat. Us, centered around our lineage, that's the threat, ladies and gentlemen. Because now, and I told people, look, we start getting our lineage and our culture together, everything else is going to fall into place. I've always been focused. That's why I'm very, very heavily focused on our culture. Once we really get an understanding of our culture and really appreciate our culture and what it is and how unique it is, everything else is going to fall in place. And everything is falling in place. Everything is falling in place. Yeah. Now, let me get some more people in here. Shout out to everybody in here. We're in here deep. Let's get Brother Sean in here. Sean, hop on in here, Sean. Brother Sean looks like a background singer for the OJs. What's up, Sean? How are you, sir?
What's going on, Tariq? I just wanted to give you your flowers, man. My grandfather introduced me to Hidden Colors back when I was an undergrad, and that changed my life, man. I'm currently a filmmaker, getting my master's in documentary film at Northwestern, and man, I just want to say you definitely inspire me, and these spaces just continuously keep me informed, and more importantly, it's inspiring me to do my own research. So just thankful for that. I got one question though. Any advice for me as an independent filmmaker, as far as crowdfunding and just building a community to support my films and my own independent works?
Oh yeah. Basically, man, just really network with people on social media. Um, Start giving samples of some of your work. so that people can see what your get down is. So when you start crowdfunding, people can see what they are getting into. They can see what they're investing in, and just make your stuff real good and make it socially relevant, because that's always a good thing for new filmmakers. And just make it real thorough. Make it real thorough, man. And the audience is there. They'll come to you. So, yeah, and I'm proud of you, brother. I love to see our young brothers in school doing their thing. I love that. Let's get Meyer. Let's get Meyer in here. Meyer Charlotte. What's up, Meyer Charlotte?
Hey, everything's going well tonight, Tariq. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. How you doing tonight?
All is well. I just really wanted to ask you a question. What do you think about this whole notion coming out of Stanford University with the older maps of South Africa being the true Jerusalem?
I haven't heard that one. Yeah, I haven't heard that at all. When did they come out with that?
Yeah, so there's these maps by Gordon Ramsay. He's a historian, and he's at Stanford University for years with his own sort of organization with the historical maps, showing proof that South Africa had the biblical cities. Um, yeah.
That's possible. I got to look into it though. I haven't heard that, but it's possible. It's possible. Let's get Dre in here. Dre in the building.
Can you hear me? My mic was off. Can you
Yeah,
hear me
what's
now?
up, Dre? I can hear.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up, Tariq? Hey, one time I want to shout out to our brother ASAP Rocky. You know,
Yes.
he's on trial right now,
Yeah.
and the trial is a sham. Basically, like basically his best friends trying to extort him after a fight that he provoked, and they got him on recording saying that he should get he's gonna get 3 million and all this other stuff. So one time for him, case is gonna get thrown out. But you never know, they might do him like Tory. You know, they gave him 10 years. But
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm watching the case. Yeah, Relly was crashing out on the stand, and they had some good testimony today from the other cat. What was the guy name on there today who's on the stand?
12 ASAP 12.
Yeah, yeah. So he was giving some real good testimony. He was very credible, and hopefully Rocky's gonna get off. I think Rocky's gonna get off because it was a cap gun. I think Relly knew it was a cap gun. Relly allegedly instigated the altercation so that he can get a bag. That's the new thing now. You
This is whack.
is who try to instigate shit, and then when you start popping down on them and punching on them and getting them up off you, they go run like bitches and file charges. That's some whole shit niggas are doing now, man. So yeah, my brother Rock is my guy, real good dude. ASAP Rocky's a real solid brother, man. He came out and supported me when we did microphone check. He came out to the theater and kicked it with me out there, man. Good dude. Good dude, man. And um I think my brother's going walk off with this. They tried to give him that a pretty cool little deal, like 6 months in jail. He said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna take this to court." So a lot of folks was like, he should have took the plea. So he knew that the case was weak. It's a weak case. It's a money grab, and yeah, hopefully, I think my brother Rocky's gonna be victorious with this. Yeah, I think he's going to be victorious with this, and we're going to keep our brother in the prayers, and he's going to be good. But Rocky's a good guy. ASAP is a real good young dude, man. Let me see who else we got. Uh, let me see. Y'all raise your hand. Y'all raise your hand up in here. Raise your hand up in here. And Claudia, what are you doing up this time of night? Claudia, are you in Dallas now? Where you in? Let me get Claudia in here real quick. Are you still in Texas, Claudia? You be all over the place, dear. I know you were down in Texas for a minute. Um, Let me see. Y'all raise your hand if y'all ready. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your hand if you ready. Who else we got? Let me see. I want to get some new faces in here. Want to get some new faces. Excuse me. Let me see. Da-da-da. Let's get brother Solon in the brother Solon in the building. Solon, what's up, brother? Solon in the building.
Good evening, Tariq. How you doing today? I'm in Denver. So I have a question.
Yes, what's going on, brother?
All right. So my question is, um, oh, so why is it that leftists only pop out when they need our support only to pivot and ally with them for class solidarity? Yet when it comes to specific needs, they go silent, and especially our economic sovereignty. And
Yeah,
why does it seem to come packaged with Pan-Africanism, as if we're supposed to abandon our own identity to fit in with global or class struggle? Why do they want us to be $5 Africans so bad?
yeah, and that's a very good question. That's what I was just talking about. They want to do the whole Pan-African thing. So if we get on the Pan-African thing, that opens the door for us to sit here and co-sign all of these immigrants. And these immigrants are being put on top of us to displace us and basically erase us culturally. And us promoting that Pan-Africanism thing that they keep bringing to us, that erases us. That makes us invisible. So that makes us seem like we don't have a culture because we're sitting here acting like generic Africans. So basically, all we are basically couriers for African culture. You see, because everything we do, we start contributing things to Africa. Everything we do. Well, it was the Bantu tribe that started rapping 1,000 years ago. That's where black people got it. No, yeah, we let that nonsense happen, and we have to stop doing that because it's a con game. And again, we got to watch out again for with the Democrats now. They're doing a lot of performative blackness. I saw something the DNC was doing, and they had all these women out here. Hey, hello, a black woman is speaking. And they just really trying to black it up. I is a black woman. They had all these big old burly studs up here. I is the black woman. The black woman is all this. Okay, they really black, 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 black. But when it comes time to doing something tangible for black women and the black community, all of a sudden, everybody gets to hemming and hawing, twinkling their fingers and talking about, well, we got to do something for immigrants and LGBT first now. So I'm not with all that performative black shit. We're not going to do all that. You're not going to sit up here yelling black, 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 black. And when it's time to do something for black, 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 oh no, we got to wait now. We I'm not the senator for Black America. I'm the senator for all America. Remember that's that Obama shit they told us. Like, hey, Obama, we kind of suffering out here. You know, can you do something for the black community? Oh, I'm not the president of Black America. I'm the president of all America. But nigga, you just gave a whole bunch of stuff to the Latinos, the Asians, everybody else. Yeah, y'all rolling the red carpet out for everybody else. Now we're seeing these receipts from that U.S. aid. Boy, y'all giving all of the tangibles to all of these other groups, and everybody's getting tangibles. Yeah. And we're sitting here left holding a plate full of crumbs. So that's a problem. Let me get my brother Terrain in the building. Brother Terrain, hop on in, sir. Brother Terrain.
You doing tonight?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. Excellent space. I wanted to ask you something.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen it, but Time Magazine a couple of days ago they put out this article with all these Negroes that ain't nobody ever heard of talking about they're the new black leadership,
Yeah.
and I see something that's starting to happen now. A lot of these people that I call Negro whisperers, you know, the people in the Democratic Party, the people in the DNC, they are starting to talk like grassroots advocates again. And
Right.
you know what I mean? And I feel like I don't know if you noticed it, but I remember like when right before the election was coming, they was talking real greasy to Black Americans about if you don't vote for Kamala, if you don't get behind the Democratic Party, y'all need to die and this sort of stuff. And now that they got their asses kicked, now they're trying to come back home or they're trying to position themselves to be grassroots leaders because I see them all the time. So my question is, how do we start building up a cadre of actual grassroots leaders who can get the mic away from these people? Because it's going to be the same thing over again like it was in 2020 and 2024 if we don't.
Yes, indeed. And very good question. So what we got to do, we got to look at the people who've been consistent on the grassroots. We got to look at people out here who's been out here consistent all day long, not flipping, not um, um, pivoting to these Democrat shield talking points, not pivoting to far right talking points. That's another problem too, because we got these people out here who will try to act like they're grassroots and they'll be conservative. And there's nothing wrong with being conservative, nothing wrong with being a liberal, but just as long as you're for the community. I don't give a damn what political party you're with. What tangible benefits do you want to see black people get? That's my thing. If you are a person who's left wing and we start talking about tangibles for black people, and then y'all start talking about, oh, well, we all in this together now. Anyway, reparations is divisive now. Well, now you use something else. And then on the right, you got people like, well, we don't need no reparations. Leave these white people alone. No, slavery was so long ago. Now that's somebody who's trying to perform for white people. You see? So we got to make sure we don't get Negroes out here trying to do a performance for white people. You got left-wing Negroes performing for the DNC whites, and then you got right-wing Negroes performing for the RNC whites and the MAGA whites. So we got to get people who are not performative activists out here. You see, people try to, you can't put me, the media tries to say I'm a leftist. I'm not. Then they try to say I'm MAGA. I ain't that. Definitely not that. I'm apolitical. I don't give a damn about no political party. I care about policies. I'm a policy person. I ain't married to no damn political party. I don't like none of them. What policies are you going to give that's going to benefit the people of my lineage? Because they need tangible benefits. And we got to stop being afraid to put it like that. We get scared. You understand? We got to be like old girl over there who was in Pakistan or Niger. We got to be like her. That's why she took off and blew up. She didn't give a damn. She was letting them know, I need some paper. I need 20,000 in my pocket right now. I need 100,000. I'm gonna fix this place up. I need 5,000 every week. We need to be like that. Just like fuck it. Well, let me hold something. Damn that. I don't give a damn how crazy it sounds. Let me hold something because we are owed something. Let me hold something because we owed something. All right, let me get some more people in here. Shout out to the family in here. We're in here deep. We are in here deep, ladies and gentlemen. All right, y'all raise your hands so we can get y'all on here. Let's get Mr. AI. Mr. AI in the building. Mr. AI, hop on in.
Flex, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I just want to say shout out to those brothers and sisters out in Cincinnati that are
Yep.
standing on business against those white supremacists out there.
Yeah.
And let me say that I got a question. What's your take on Donald Trump trying to bring these South African Boers over here to here in the United States? Because I think we got to be ready for those folks. We're going to
Yeah.
be ready for them.
Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting. I guess that must be something he's doing for Elon or something. But yeah, bringing them boys from South Africa over here,
Thanks.
putting sanctions on South Africa and all that stuff. Yeah, those boys better not come over here with that bullshit. You dig? So I guess that's him throwing a bone to Elon because that's where Elon is from. So I'm not surprised. These people do not surprise me whatsoever.